As I walked along the road, I could still smell the scent of her gentle perfume. My heart skipped a beat. Now here I am. This is it. The final showdown. I hope to uncover the truth. At last, face to face with the people responsible. Will this bring an end, or is it the beginning? My name is Power, Detective Nano Power, CMI, Corporate Manufacturing Investigator. You want to know what brought me here? You should know. Let me go back to the beginning of this ordeal that has kept me awake day and night. As I left the chief's office, his words kept ringing in my head, spinning around and around like a wild tornado. He told me of a disaster threatening to change the world of manufacturing. Factories are closing, the economy and big business are under threat, a new world order is emerging and no one knows how to handle it. He charged me with the task of finding the answer. Power, he said, it's up to you. I was having my first investigative interview with a foolhardy guy by the name of Mo Failing. I stared him in the eye and said, "What do you know, Mo?"
Go on, spit it out. Nothing, Power. I know nothing.
I've heard it at least 100 times before. Ignorance from manufacturers who thought they knew better. I was hoping Mo would be different, but you know what hope did. I couldn't control myself. I calmly put my hot coffee down. I picked him clean off the chair and squeezed him for the answer I wanted.
Nothing. You say you know nothing. Your factory's closed down, your workers are out of jobs. You've lost the plot, no. You couldn't transfer. You've wasted your whole life, and you say you know nothing? Or were you just hearing, but not listening?
I threw it back like a cold, wet fish. Too small for dinner, too big for bait.
Get out of my sight.
As Lady Luck would have it, I did get a break that day.
Power. Sure.
I got a call from Curly Shaw, asking to meet discreetly in a shady corner of his factory. I figured my little fickle friend was about to spill the beans.
What's bugging you, Curly?
We gotta make a change, Nano, but we ain't sure how. We gotta keep it hot. We don't do it right, we could lose. Big time. It's coming. And no one can stop it. If we don't go with it, there's no future. Where do we go? Who do we turn to?
There was fear in his voice. I felt sorry for the little guy, but what could I do? I didn't have the answer yet.
Hang in there, Curly. I'll figure this out. It takes 1 billion tiny robots. I'll figure it out.
I was saying goodbye to Kitty, Curly's pretty little receptionist, when a bunch of sinister-looking thugs walked in from outside. I stared him up and down. A big Yankee guy chewing on a fat Cuban. A solemn-looking Chinaman with a cold glance. A guy I pegged for a government pencil dick. And a couple of oversized steroid-popping nano-nuts posing as their support team.
Nano Power.
He knew my name. That bothered me, because I didn't know his.
You've been sticking your nose in where it don't belong, boy.
I ain't your boy, Yankee.
Hey, we run the show, you know. We don't need no small tech heroes coming in and changing things. Got it?
Just then, Chinaman stepped up to the plate to give me a piece of his mind. I was grateful to get the yank out of my face.
You listen good, detective boy. We've been doing our way for many, many, many years. No need for change. You hear me, boy? No need. We make big things. Many lots. We sell to 20, We don't need little thinking men who make little parts. They make big change. No good for us. You stop investigation now, or we stop you.
Hey, Bruce Lee, you got it all wrong. No one's trying to knock you or Colonel Sanders here out of the game. I've learnt there's a change coming. Neither you, me, nor anyone else can do anything to stop it. So what's needed here is cooperation, partnerships, collaboration. There's plenty of room at the bottom. I'm not the enemy here, neither are you. The enemy is ignorance. Ignorance of change. What's needed here, gentlemen, is a mediator. Someone who knows the ins and outs and all abouts. All 12 angles of the box. Someone who can see from the inside out, and the outside in. Someone who can see the big from the small of it. You need a knowledge engine. Someone who can help all of you through the transfer.
Just when I thought I was getting through, the little G-man stepped forward with his 2 pennies worth.
You don't get it, Mr. Power. But my friend here is from Macro Manufacturing. He makes big things at high volume. He has another friend in Asia who is from Micro Manufacturing, who makes small things that fit into his big things. He also makes them at high volume. They are good friends. They need each other because he can get what he wants cheaper. It's all good economic sense, Mr. Power.
What is your problem, little man?
It's them, Mr. Power.
By now I was getting frustrated with the little imp. He wasn't making any sense at all.
Them? Who in the green pea in Hades is them?
The little people, Mr. Power.
Was the Looney Tune talking about leprechauns? Had he walked off the deep end of the kiddie pool?
The nano minds, Mr. Power. Nano technology manufacturing. They are making things so small you can't even see them.
Miraculously, it all started to fit together. The little cardigan was onto something.
It's like a new kind of alchemy. They are evolving everything. We don't understand it. We can't support such a dramatic evolution. We are cut out of the loop. We won't allow it.
The chipmunk was half right, but definitely half wrong.
Yeah, but who are you talking about? I need a name. What are you? Back off, Tweedledum. You too, Tweedledum.
Ladylike habit, they froze in their tracks.
Take this to Minifat. They're a corporation who successfully made the transfer.
I looked over to Kitty, who'd been mesmerised by the whole show. I gave her a wink. She gave me a smile. Following the address on the card, I found myself at Minifab in the company of a dame so beautiful she'd make the ice caps melt. Lady Luck was smiling on me that day. A girl with a name I'll never forget. Nanette Small. Not that she was. She took me into a special room. She called it a clean room.
We call this area the clean room.
I looked around. It was very clean.
Now,
She handed me a bunny suit.
you're required to wear this.
I gave her a look that could stop a stampede of wild gophers.
You gotta be kidding me, sweetheart.
Some things are just better left unsaid.
It's all about molecular quantum physics. You know, the micro, electro and mechanical systems, or MEMS, microfluidics and nanomaterials, the nanotechnology strategies that are going to change everything. And this includes manufacturing.
She spoke to me in a language I couldn't understand, and Yet it got my heart pounding like a caffeine rush. She was talking about MEMS and nanos and something about 100 years of technology change crammed into 10 and little machines that build little machines that build little machines and on and on and on. I was feeling giddy. Was it love? Or the oysters I ate for lunch?
Mr. Power, you still with me?
Mm.
So now, there are 3 basic manufacturing processes. There's macro, micro, and now nano. Now, as before, all 3 are still interrelated as macro and micro were, only now it's even more possible to get benefits from doing what we've always been good at, and that is producing products that are low in volume, high in diversity, and high in complexity.
She asked me in a sultry voice for my cell phone.
May I have your cell phone, Mr. Power?
I pulled it out and handed it to her, my hands sweating like an excited schoolboy.
Now, to make a cell phone as highly functional as it is, we need to apply all 3 processes. You've got the macro, the micro, and nano. The outer casing is made using the macro process, which is designed to protect the sensitive inner micro-manufactured system, which work together with the nanotechnology devices, such as your unusually bright display screen. Nanomaterials like carbon nanotubes can also be used to reinforce the plastic used for the outer casing to help make it stronger and more shock resistant. Now, the manufacturers of this casing still make it in the normal way. They simply have to understand how to change their thinking and just transfer their old technology and techniques to the new technology so they can keep ahead of the game. You know, all this can be achieved if organisations using any one or combination of 3 processes can strive to collaborate and communicate with each other.
Gurgle, gurgle, pop. She's melting my brain. Nanotechnology? I didn't know what she was talking about. But I let her go on.
You know, a controlled collaboration is required between macro, micro, and nano manufacturing. The components that macro and micro manufacturers have been making for years is still required. It's simply that nanotechnology can improve the quality and performance of the macro and micro components. You know, if the manufacturers don't successfully transfer, they're going to be left behind. By collaborating, you can trade globally. If I can make an observation, Mr. Power, it's the mediator technology transfer knowledge engine that helps the industry achieve this. They understand every aspect. They know the manufacturing processes needed. They know how to formulate the solutions and educate through application. They understand the protocols, diplomacy and bureaucracy of big business, manufacturing, government, educational institutions and commercial venture capitalists, the need and requirements to form partnerships and collaborate in ensuring that the macro, micro and nano food chain is working and balanced. Mr. Power?
She was talking to me all right, but I just couldn't stop thinking. How can a girl with so many brains be so gorgeous? It just ain't natural. Of course, my problem wasn't with her brain. It was with her body. I couldn't stop thinking of that equation. Nanette plus nano equals butter bean butter.
Mr. Power, are you still with me?
Yep. You're talking to me like a French dancer, honey. Your lips are moving, but you ain't making any sense.
I was in way over my head.
Go from the top again, Cupcake, and treat me like a 2-year-old.
It's simple, Mr. Power. The threat is not valid. We're a successful manufacturer because we took advantage of a technology transfer, because we sought help from the knowledge engine. We listened, we learned, and we acted on their advice, assistance, and support. They are not the enemy. They are the organisation that is the lifesaver in this changing environment.
That's it. That's who I was looking for.
But who are they, Pumpkin? Who is this knowledge engine?
Well, Realtek, of course. Who else?
Realtek. Realtek. Sounded real technical to me.
Let me make it easy for you, Mr. Power.
Got me nano, sugar.
Fine.
Ah.
Here. Go to this address and talk to them yourself. I'm sure you'll find all the answers you're looking for.
My eyes fixed on her full, soft lips as she punched something into my phone and handed it to me. I thanked her as I left. I gave her a smile. She gave me a wink. As I walked along the road, I could still smell the scent of her gentle perfume. My heart skipped a beat. Now here I am. This is it. The final showdown. I hope to uncover the truth. At last, face to face with the people responsible. Will this bring an end? Or is it the beginning? Do Realtek have the answers? If Nanette says they do, I trust her. The whole time I've been looking for a villain. It appears I've been chasing a hero.